Hello, my name is Ted Wells. I'm Vice President of Client Services at STEM Connector, and I am thrilled today to be speaking with Kris Brown, who is Deputy Associate Administrator in the Office of STEM Engagement at NASA. And NASA is a proud partner of STEM Connector, and we're very excited to have Kris join us to speak sort of a little bit about her own experience coming into NASA and the role that mentorship played in helping her arrive and the role that she's in now. And as well as just some of the exciting things that are happening in terms of gender parity and mentoring at NASA. So, Kris, great to have you with us.
Hey Ted, it's great to see you. Great to be with you, and I'm delighted to be with you all.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Why don't I get started? I'd love to ask you some questions. What role did mentorship play in working for NASA? And was there a particular mentor that sort of helped spark an interest in STEM and that kind of kept you going?
Yeah, great question. Mentorship has absolutely been essential in throughout my journey in STEM and throughout my career at NASA. And in terms of sparking interest in STEM, I was really fortunate to have, first of all, parents who recognized my leaning toward math and science and were willing to nurture that, especially in the environment in which I grew up. I grew up in a small rural factory town in Pennsylvania, and I was the first person in my family to go to college. And that recipe for my path in STEM began early with two key ingredients. I mentioned my parents as one of those two, but the second were teachers who really were committed to my learning and my success. And that was really at the heart of it all in terms of a few inspirational teachers who helped me along the way. In particular, my math high school teacher, Jane Kazura Fennelly, she served as a catalyst for me. She was an early career teacher and had lots of energy and enthusiasm, and was committed to all of our success. And she had a unique passion for her work. And she, in particular, was an instrumental role model and teacher for me and sparked my interest in math and physics and helped me envision what might be possible for me as a future path.
And then when you got into NASA, who was there somebody in NASA who really helped you grow as a professional and nurture that interest once you were already in the agency?
Yeah, I don't think it was really anybody in particular. There was this just really the spectrum of mentors who popped up for me in various phases of my career. At NASA, the art, craft, and practice of the disciplines within aerospace engineering is highly specialized. And you learn by doing under the guidance of engineers who've come before you.
Hmm.
So for me, early in my career, I had excellent mentors who helped me essentially learn my craft. And I can remember a couple, Nate and Steve in particular, were instrumental in guiding me in the design of and analysis and testing work that we did. And it was them who instilled in me the importance of and really the criticality of learning your craft, being competent as an engineer,
Hmm.
and and then being recognized for my skills and abilities. And I think that's something that's really important for us out in practicing STEM to be teaching early career women and men,
Yep.
is that importance of having that basis of learning a foundation, a very strong foundation in engineering. And then later in my career, I really discovered my skills as a systems engineer, and I had two brilliant and dedicated mentors in that phase of my career, Mike and Tom. Tom was a formal mentor, and Mike was an informal one. And both I would characterize as consummate systems engineers, unbelievably talented and skilled in what they did. And Tom and Mike both uh, helped me refine my skills as an engineer in different ways. Tom helped me really start to learn what it meant to be a technical leader,
Hmm.
and then also helped me in navigating again, the place in which I was in. Um, Early in my career, I was the only woman typically in the room. And Tom helped me in navigating what that was like, and also in being a mother with a demanding career, a new mother and a demanding career, helped me also navigate the whole work-life balance thing. Mike, who ended up as NASA's chief engineer, was instrumental in me developing, again, as a technical leader and challenging me with assignments and new opportunities to lead. And I emerged with my experiences from him as an innovator and an architect, and which stuck with me really for the rest of my career. So I haven't mentioned, you might notice, I haven't mentioned any women. And in the first 10 plus years of my career, there were very few women mentors who were in who were available and in our midst. But as I moved through my career, kind of mid-career, I women were starting to emerge as leaders, and they were essential. There were a few key women mentors who were really essential for me in my leadership journey. And we had valuable conversations about how to balance work and home, and how to again navigate the space of being a woman leader at NASA. And it was just invaluable relationships with those women mentors who were so helpful to me and to other women as we move through our careers.
Briefly, can you just talk about some of the work that you've done at NASA, some of the highlights of projects you've worked on?
Sure, sure. So early in my career, I worked on a number of science missions, and those were on the space shuttle. So these were small satellites that were flew on the shuttle. They were launched on the shuttle and then deployed from the shuttle. And I had some phenomenal experiences in working on those missions. One notable event was being on the launch pad with the shuttle and seeing our spacecraft installed into the shuttle bay. Later on, I worked on some free-flying science missions in heliophysics and astrophysics, and had a blast working on those, working hand in hand with scientists in having us design how to accommodate their science payloads, their instruments, and then walking with them throughout the process, and then actually seeing them be able to produce scientific results with their instruments flying in space, which was really exciting. And then I moved into, I said earlier, systems engineering, where I designed NASA's first, not NASA's first, but Goddard Space Flight Center's first mission design center, where we did rapid early design of missions working with scientists and helping to formulate those early mission concepts that would eventually turn into something that would fly in space.
Wow.
And then as I moved later into my career, I was a manager in engineering, and did that for a period of time. And then I moved into the work that I'm doing now, which is more into the realm of reaching out to the public. And I feel really excited about my work today in inspiring young people to pursue STEM. It's a great role.
Talk a little bit about that. Sorry, I think that's a really exciting area that NASA offers to the world of STEM education, and maybe talk a little bit about some of the exciting new work that you guys are helping in the Office of STEM Engagement to use as a tool to get students excited about STEM, and
Yeah.
maybe get into mentoring. So do all that.
Okay. Tall order. So our Office of STEM Engagement, we manage a budget of $120 million this past fiscal year, and we are committed to engaging and inspiring students to pursue careers in STEM. And of course, we would love them to end up at NASA eventually, and we are invested in helping to train students in the various opportunities that NASA offers. So for instance, we have an internship program. In fact, this past year, we had record numbers of students
Wow.
even in a pandemic. We were able to transition our internship program to a virtual one in a very rapid period of time in the spring, and then moved into a virtual summer and fall internship
That's
program.
for high school and college students.
Yes, we have high school students. Predominantly, it's college level, but there are some high school programs as well. And students there walk hand in hand with a mentor every day in their work.
Wow.
And they are learning by, again, like I did early in my career, they're learning by doing. They're taking on a project that can be done in a period of time and walking with their mentor in their work and their mentor's teams in providing some actual, real tangible contributions to NASA's work. And the internship program is really exciting. We also have a set of Artemis student challenges, and those are at the high school and the college levels. You can apply to those. There are, I think, at least two that are still open for students to apply to right now this fall. And there, those challenges are inherently involved with teams, and the students work in teams with a NASA mentor and their teacher or another adult role model on their end who are working with their teams in designing, again, solving real world NASA problems, designing hardware that can be used, launching small rockets, and it's fabulous to see these students working together. Those are great experiences. And we also have a moon pod essay contest that we just released, and that's also in alignment with our new Artemis mission, our new program. And we're asking K through 12 students to imagine leading a 1 week expedition to the moon, and to write about what that experience would be like. So that's a really exciting.
Expression and alongside STEM.
Yeah, and it's an opportunity for all students in K through 12 to be able to kind of whet their appetites, especially the early students, in imagining what it might be like to be a scientist or a technologist who's working on the moon. And then we also have a new STEM Star series, which is featuring scientists and engineers, providing the opportunity for girls and boys to envision what it would be like to be an engineer or a scientist working day by day at NASA. And then also it just helps them, in a sense, see themselves as I see that possibility of how they could what that would be like for them.
Well, Kris, thank you so much. I think we're well over our time, but I think this is great. For those of you out there, please know that we'll have links to this material that Kris has referenced, and also to her bio on the NASA site if you haven't seen it already. And we just are thrilled that you were able to join us today and to take advantage of addressing our audience who's fascinated by the work that you help lead at NASA.
Thanks so much, Ted. It's been great to be with you, and I, I'm very thrilled about the work that we're doing with you all. The work that you are doing in Million Women Mentors is foundational for us as a nation to really start to build out having our future explorers and our future practitioners in STEM. So thanks so much.